Good morning, class. I'll be continuing with the same chapter. Chapter 6, Revolt of 1857. So, in the last class, I've explained up to the economic causes of the revolt of 1857. And these are the topics which I'm going to discuss with you today. And today's first topic is social and religious causes. Social and religious causes of the revolt of 1857. The interference of the British in the religious tradition and custom of Indian communities made the Indian very insecure, and they failed to comprehend the motives of the British. So, as there was a in the revolt of 1815, the interference of British, there was interference of British in the religious matter of the Indians. The British were continuously interfering in the traditions and custom of the Indian communities. So this made the Indian very insecure, and they failed to comprehend the motives of the British. Comprehend means understand, and to understand, the Indians were not able to understand, or they failed to understand the real motives of the British. The first point of the social and religious causes are measures such as abolition of sati, legalization of widow remarriage, and introductions of women education made the Orthodox Hindus extremely restless. They viewed these measures as a threat to the established social order and were convinced that the British were all set to destroy their religious beliefs. So the measures which were taken by the British were, the first one is abolition of sati. They abolished the sati systems. Sati system is, what is sati system? A sati system, when your husband die, even his wife, she was burned alive in the funeral pyres of his husband. So this was sati system. They abolished this system. The British government, they also legalized the widow remarriage. After the husband died, the widow were not allowed to marriage in the Hindu custom. But the British, now they legalized the widow remarriage, and even the British, they introduced the women education. So these reforms made the Orthodox Hindus extremely restless, and they viewed that this measure were a threat to establish social order, and they were convinced that the British, they thought that convinced that the British were all set to destroy the religion beliefs of the Indian community. Next point is the attempt of Christian missionaries to convert people to Christianity induced fear among some section of the Indians. So the Indians also believe that the Christian missionaries, they try to convert the people into they try to convert the people into Christianity. So there was a fear among the section of Indian society for these Christian missionaries. Next is land belonging to temples and mosques were taxed. Family depended on the income from this land were hurt by this. So even the British take such measure that land belongings to temples, the land which are belong to temples and mosques, now they were taxed, and as the family were dependent on this tax income from this land, so this hurt the sentiments of the Indian community again. Next point is the British follow a policy of racial discrimination. Indians were denied high-ranking jobs and promotion. They often faced humiliation and were looked down upon by the British. So the next point is the British follow the policy of racial discrimination. So and the Indians, even the Indian were, if the Indian were also high qualified, but they were denied high ranking jobs, as the Indians were not given high ranking jobs, and even they were not given promotion, and even and often the Indians were faced humiliation, and they were looked down by the British people. Fifth point is caste norms were disturbed when Indians belonging to different castes were placed together in army, prisons, and railway coaches. As in India, we have four caste system: Brahman, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Sudras. So, according to the caste system, uh, the Shudras were in the lower class and the Brahmins were in the higher class. So there was a caste norms were disturbed when the Indians when the Indians belonging to different castes, they were put together as the Brahmins and Sudras, even Vaishyas and Kshatriyas, they were put together in the army and even in prisons, and even they are made to sit in the same coaches of the railway. So these were not liked by the Indian people. Next topic is military causes. The Indian sepoy comprised a major chunk of the British army, but they had various grievances against the British. Indians were considered inferior by the British, and hence they paid less than European counterparts. They were often humiliated by the British officers. Yes, in the British army there was a huge huge chunk of Indian sepoys. As Indian sepoys comprised in the British army, they were very huge in amount. So in but the Indians in the British army, they have various grievances against the British government. So as the Indian were considered as inferior by the British, hence they were not as comparing to European soldier. They were paid less as compared to European counterparts, and even the Indian soldiers were often humiliated by the British officers. Next is the chances of promotion of India in the army were very limited. They were not rise beyond the level of a subedar. So even the Indian in the British army, they were less chances of promotion in the British army, and even the chances were very limited. Even they were promoted, they were not go beyond the rank of subedar, level of a subedar rank. Third point is it's become mandatory for a new recruits to serve overseas by the General Service Enlistment Act 1856. But according to the Hindu norms, traveling across was a custom. So it became by the British government. It became mandatory. It became compulsory for new recruits to work to serve overseas, as the new recruit have to go overseas by the General Service Enlistment Act of 1856. But according to Hindu norms, traveling or crossing over the seas was a caste taboo, as the Hindu thought that by crossing the seas they will lose their caste. Fourth point is the soldiers were earlier given overseas allowances or bata. Fights wars outside India. However, this policy was later discontinued. Earlier the soldiers were earlier given overseas allowances. Those soldiers who work or who serve outside or overseas, they were given allowances, which is also known as bata. But bata to fight, it's a fight war outside India. It's a fight allowances which are fighting outside India. However, this policy was discontinued later. Next point is the British has forbidden sectarian marks such as tilak, turban, and beard, which hurt the religious sentiment of the Indians. As now the British again forbidden sectarian marks, as the Indian soldier were not allowed to put tilak on their forehead. They are not allowed to tie turban on their head, or even they are not allowed to keep beard, and this hurt the religious sentiments of the Indians. Last point is the Bengal regiment, which joined the revolt, consisted mostly of the high caste communities of Awadh, who were deeply antagonized by the British annexation of Awadh. So, in the Bengal regiment, the soldiers were mostly from the high caste communities of Awadh, but they were deeply antagonized. Antagonized means angered by the British Act as the British annexed the state of Awadh. So this made the people of as the people of Awadh get angry because of this annexation of Awadh by the British government. Next is immediate cause of the revolt of 1857. In 1856, the Enfield rifle was introduced in the army. The cartridges of the rifle were smeared with grease and covered with caps, which had to be beaten off before use. So, in 18, it is said that the immediate cause for the revolt of 1857 is the in 1856 the Enfield rifle was introduced in the British Army, and the cartridges means bullet. It is also cartridges means bullet of the rifle were smeared means covered. These cartridges were covered with grease and with grease and covered with caps. So they had to beaten before they put the cartridges into the gun. They had to bite the cartridges before use. So the sepoy believed that the grease was made from the fats of animal, which would hurt the religious sentiments of both the Hindus and the Muslims. So the sepoy believed that they believed that the grease was made from the fat of animals like cow and pig. So for the Hindus, the cow is considered a sacred animal, and if the Muslim, they don't consume the pork. So this hurt the sentiment of both the Hindus and the Muslim. So they refused to use them. Both the Hindus and the Muslim soldier, they refused to use the gun and the cartridges. So on 29 March 1857, Mangal Pandey of the 34 Infantry at Barakpur called upon his fellow sepoys to revolt against the use of new cartridges. So on 29 March 1857, it is also known as immediate cause of the revolt of 1857. Mangal Pandey, he was the soldier from 34 Infantry of Barakpur. He even called upon his fellow sepoys to revolt against the use of new cartridges. But the act of Mangal Pandey was not liked by the British government, so he was arrested. Mangal Pandey was arrested and hanged on 8 April 1857. So the immediate cause of the revolt of 1857 is the introduction of the Enfield rifle and the use of cartridges and the grease. It is believed that in the cartridges the grease was made from the fat of cows and fat of animals, which was not liked by both the Hindus and the Muslim sepoys. In the next class, I'll be explaining about the spread of the revolt and other topics. That's all for today. Thank you.